Noah Law.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Few matters have occupied as much of my first year in this House as the question of Cornish devolution. For decades, if not centuries, the people of Cornwall have spoken of their desire to have greater say over the decisions that shape their lives, founded in our distinct needs and in our more than 1,000-year-old national identity. And that's why the arrival of the English Devolution and Community Empowerment Bill has been watched in Cornwall with very keen anticipation and, in some quarters, understandable apprehension. And from poring over the texts of the legislation, my conclusion is this. Far from being the bulldozer that many feared, the bill leaves Cornwall's position largely intact. It formalises a single foundation status, a single geography, I hope, once and for all, and crucially it does not strip away any of the strategic powers that Cornwall already exercises. Recognition of our national minority status is now firmly acknowledged in this place, and as one of the largest unitary authorities by geographic footprint, we retain the ability to deliver many of the functions that elsewhere are only just now being handed to combined or mayoral bodies. I give way to my honourable friend.
I thank my honourable friend for giving way. Does he agree with me that the historic Cornish constitutional status needs to be considered as part of this devolution discussion?
I absolutely agree, Madam Deputy Speaker, with my honourable friend for Camborne and Redruth on this, and I should add, on top of the many examples he's already given of Cornwall's constitutional status, that, and aside from our devolution arrangements in Westminster here, that the Leader of Cornwall Council was in 2023 given permission to attend ministerial meetings of the British Irish Council, much like the other Celtic nations in the Channel Islands. And in the same year, Cornwall Council and the Welsh Government signed a historic collaboration agreement reflecting the shared culture of these two Celtic nations. But perhaps more weightily in this place, Madam Deputy Speaker, the Crowther-Kilbrandon report of 1973, the Royal Commission on the Constitution, acknowledged that the creation of the Duchy of Cornwall in 1337 established a special relationship between Cornwall and the Crown. The use of the designation of the Duchy on all appropriate occasions would serve to recognise both the special relationship and the territorial integrity of Cornwall. And what they, the Cornish, do not want is recognition of the fact that Cornwall has... what we do want, Madam Deputy Speaker, is recognition of the fact that we have a separate identity and that our traditional boundaries should be respected. So, let me be clear, whilst the letter of this bill in itself doesn't necessarily offer the content of devolution that so many in Cornwall have long called for, I have no doubt that it will be very welcome in cities and other regions across England. But Cornwall is different. A remote coastal community, an existing administrative unit, a functional economic geography, call it what you will. It's a very good brand, if nothing else, as many in this House will know from their summer holidays. But above all, Cornwall is a proud part of the United Kingdom with a distinct national identity, a resurgent language, a desire to be heard after centuries of dismissal. With the right powers, we stand ready to shape not only our own future, but help lead the way in the United Kingdom that values local voices and helps unlock prosperity across all nations and regions. I greatly welcome, for example, the inclusion of new powers such as the community right to buy in this bill, and that's exactly the sort of measure that can put power back into local hands, giving people in my constituency, looking at public assets like the Dolphin Inn in Grandpound, the site of the former General Wolfe in St Austell or Foy Community Hospital, the chance to ensure that they remain in public hands and continue to serve local needs. And finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, I give way on that point.
I'm grateful to my honourable friend for giving way. He makes a very strong case for Cornwall. Of course, what he should also be doing is urging his colleagues in government to welcome amendments to this bill which actually strengthen Cornwall's ability to be able to achieve its unique and very special status, which we believe needs to be enshrined in this Act of Parliament ultimately, as well as, of course, the historic record.
I do agree with the honourable gentleman that it's incredibly important that Cornwall's national minority status is respected by this bill, and not only that, that the powers and investment required to meet Cornwall's distinctive needs, if not enshrined in the text, are considered as part of the devolution process in the months ahead. And finally, Madam Deputy Speaker, I think we should acknowledge that while this bill streamlines devolution architecture in Cornwall, the mayoral model will of course not suit every part of our country. And Cornwall has shown over 15 years as a unitary authority that there are other effective ways to deliver devolved functions. So what we need now is a plan for Cornwall, one that equips us with the powers we require over housing, transport, skills and industrial growth to meet the challenges that we face. The truth is that the statutory framework set out in the bill itself is not, in my mind, the central issue at stake. What really matters is that we secure a settlement for Cornwall that recognises our unique circumstances, protects our ability to make strategic decisions for ourselves and gives our communities the tools to thrive. Thank you.